In this video, we'll provide an overview of setting up your event types. Event types are used in two locations. First, they're used on the back end in your management system. When you're setting up an event or a prospect, this is where you define what type of event it is. Secondly, they're used on your front-end web forms. For example, your contact form will have a drop-down which lists all the various event types. So this is the form that your clients will see. To set up your event types, go to Admin, then click on Event Types. On this screen, you'll see a list of all of your event types. We're going to walk you through the setup process for each of these. First, you'll notice an icon here to choose a color. This is because these events will light up a certain color in the calendar view. So this is your opportunity to define a specific color for each type of event so that when you view your calendar, you can quickly identify events of different types. Next to that here is the name of the actual event. You can click on this if you'd like to edit it or make any changes. As we move over to the right, this next icon here is for setting up the default profile for this event type. And the profile is what will be loaded into the event portal for this type of an event. So for example, we are looking at anniversary, so we can select the anniversary planning form, the anniversary timeline. We can select that we want this client to be able to make music requests, and we want to have access to the payment gateway so they can make payments through their event portal. And then after the event, we want them to be able to access the event survey for anniversary. And then you have other specific settings for the portal, the number of days that you wish to lock them out of the portal before their event so that they can't make changes as you approach the event, as well as whether or not you want to show financials within the event portal so that they can see their total amount, what they've paid, and balance due. You can also specify a default client message in here, but you want to make it generic because this would be applied to all future events that are set up for the anniversary type. As we close out of this and move to the right, the next icon here is whether or not you want to automatically set up the event portal when creating an event. So again, let's say you go in and you're setting up an event type and you select from the drop-down anniversary. This will select whether you want all of the elements that we just selected here in this prior icon to be automatically set up in the event portal for the client. So this is using some automation so that when you're creating a new event, you just select which type of event it is, and the event portal is automatically set up, and all of those items are selected that you've chosen for that event type. Moving to the right, this next icon will select whether or not you want to automatically email your client with information on logging into the event portal. So this is the next step in that automation process. If you're creating an event, you select from the drop-down, it's type anniversary. This selection here will automatically set up the event portal, choose all the anniversary forms, give them access to all the features that you want, and if this is enabled, this will then automatically send the email to the client with information on how to log into the event portal. And again, this is all done automatically when you create a new event and you choose anniversary as the type. This next icon here is whether or not you want this event type to be publicly visible. And publicly visible means it's going to appear on those public forms that your clients will have access to, such as the contact form. And the reason you may want to make a particular event type visible or not visible is because you may want to have certain event types that you use only on the back end in your event management system, but you don't want the client or prospective client to see. One example might be on your public form, you may want to just have anniversary. That's the only event type. You want to keep it simple. But on the back end, when you're setting up the event, you may want to have more granular options such as 25th anniversary, 50th anniversary, etc. So you could create those additional event types and only have them visible on the back end in your management system, and they would not be visible for the client or prospective client to see. The next item here is if you want to control the sorting. So you'll see here by default we have these alphabetically sorted, but if you primarily do weddings and you want that up on the top, you can control that sort order. And then finally an icon here to delete the event type if you want to remove it from the system. There is a help box here, so if you need a refresher on any of these icons and what they do, just go ahead and click on that. And if at any time you want to set up a new event type, just go ahead and click on the plus icon to start that process.